All right, this is our Algebra 1 review for Test 3, Lessons 1 through 15 for the school year 2020-2021. Most missed questions, we're going to start with question 12. Question 12. Okay. A square mosaic is made of small glass squares. If there are 196 small squares in a mosaic, how many are along an edge? So it doesn't mean along all four edges, it means just along one edge. Okay? So if I can draw on this, yeah, okay. All right, so it has 196 small squares, right? So, if I'm making marks along here, okay, we've got, granted this isn't going to be 100% accurate, but it should get the idea across to us. There are 196 of those, and it's a square. What do we know about the sides of a square? It has four sides, yes, but so does a rectangle, so does a rhombus, so does a trapezoid, so does a kite. They're what? They're equal. So however many there are on this side, there's the same number on this side, correct? All right. How many squares do we know fill the entire block? 196. So what we're saying is that side times side equals 196, right? Could we simplify side s times s? What would that be? S squared. Okay, so we can rewrite that as s squared equals 196, right? So how many, what would we have to do to find out just s along one side? Maggie? All right, so we have to do the opposite of squaring. What the opposite of squaring is square root. Okay, so we square root both sides. Do we know how to square root something in our calculator? No. All right. So let's see if I have that available to us. Let me dig in here and show you how to square root something. In fact, what I might want to actually do is I want to show you how to do it by hand. Okay? So we have, and I know that I'm writing on this, but just so that we're not going from page to page. Okay? So 196. What can I divide 196 by? Easily. 2. Okay, what's 196 divided by 2? 98. What can I divide 98 by? 2. Okay, this is called prime factorization, right? Okay. I can divide 98 by 2, and I'm going to get, what, 49? 49, what can I divide 49 by? 7 and 7. Okay, so because it's a square root, right? There's a little 2 there, right? We don't normally see it, but it's there. That means that I can pull out something, but I have to pull out 2 of them to be able to pull it out. So I can pull out 1, 2, and 1, 7, right? Okay, so what's 2? So whenever I go to pull it out, what I get is 2 times 7. What's 2 times 7? 14. All right, so that means that there are 14 squares along one side, 14 squares along the other side, and 14 times 14 is 196. And I'm going to show you, hopefully I can show you, how to do this with a calculator, not to do the work for you, but to check your work, okay? If you use a graphing calculator, okay, we're going to hit second. We're going to hit this square root sign here. I'm going to put in 196, and I'm going to hit enter, and it's going to tell me that the square root of 196 is 14. Okay? So 14 should be our answer for the number of squares along an edge. Does that make sense? Okay, very good. So we've got that fixed. I'm going to go ahead and clear out that. Let's see, our next question up was number 15. Number 15. Okay, number 15 looks more complicated than it actually is. Okay, a moving van rental company uses this polynomial 80 plus 0.45 times the difference of M and 240 to calculate the rental charges if a customer drives a van more than 240 miles in a day. If in the polynomial, M is the total number of miles that the customer drove the van during the day. We want to use the distributive property to write an equivalent expression for the total cost of renting a van and driving it more than 240 miles. Okay? All they're asking you to do, and all that it is you distribute the 0.45 to those two terms and then combine like terms. So we have 84 plus 0.45 m, right? Because I'm distributing the 0.45 to the m, but I'm also distributing 0.45 to the negative 240. Let's see, Braden, can you tell me what 0.45 times negative 240 is? 0.45 times negative 240. 108. Negative 108. Is that correct? Does anybody back that up? Negative 108? All right, negative 108. Are we done here? No. What do I need to do? No, because I don't see any of those options up there. Solve like terms. What are my like terms here? Okay, so what am I doing there? What operation? How do I solve that? 84, what? 84 minus 108. What is 84 minus 108? Negative 24. Okay, negative 24. That is the simplified expression. That makes it a lot easier because now I don't have to do all of this other math if they give me a number, okay, for my mileage over 240, okay? All right, so we see our answer right here. But that answer is absolutely no good without you showing your work, okay? Does that make sense? You will get DSA'd, does not support answer, okay? Questions about that? Okay, so show me the multiplication, show me the distribution, show me the addition or subtraction to get the combined terms, okay? All right, hopefully, when we're all done with this and you guys are going home tonight and you're studying for your test, you're doing this with the audio on, right? Because how much are you seeing everything that I'm saying? No, I'm not writing down everything I'm saying. All right, so you have to listen, okay? Huh? Yeah, it's going to be great. All right. Number 7. 5 plus 2 squared minus brackets 7 plus 2 times 17 minus 15 equals. So this is a lot like a question you've seen on your last test, right? Okay. For this, I am going to pull up, let's see. We need this question here, right? All right, so do you guys have this document pulled up? All right, because I'm going to ask you to reread it to me. Okay. As I pull up something that we can work on over here. Okay. Let's see, and I don't have it there anymore. So tell me what it says. Is it parentheses first? Okay, so parentheses 5 plus 2. Parentheses squared minus bracket 7, right? 7 plus 2 parentheses 17 minus 15 parentheses brackets, right? Okay, big deal here is order of operations, right? All right, because I've got people that really like to raise their hands and answer questions, I'm going to bounce around to some other people. Grayson, what's the first thing you want to do here?
7 plus 2
All right, tell me, what is the first thing in order of operations? Parentheses. So you said at first 5 plus 2, and then you came back over here to 7 plus 2, but inside this bracket there's another set of parentheses. So we want to do the innermost set of parentheses first. So what do you want to do first? 17 minus 15, and what is 17 minus 15? 2. So we're going to bring down that 2, and we're going to bring down everything else. Did you do number 7? Okay. All right. What's that? Let's see. Dibble. What would you do next? Okay, still sticking with parentheses. Good. Okay, we can do 5 plus 2. That's fine. 5 plus 2 is 7. So 7 squared minus bracket 7 plus 2 times 2. Okay, here's where... Okay, let's go from here. Salih? 2 times 2. Yeah, we can do that. So we got 7 squared. Let me hit pause here. All right, so let's come back here. So we got the 7 squared. What was said? We wanted to do the 2 times 2 first. Okay, what's 2 times 2? 4. Okay, so now I've got 7 squared minus 7 plus 4. Let's see. Let's get Baker. Good. 7 plus 4. 7 squared. What's 7 plus 4? 11. Okay. So hopefully we're seeing what we're doing from step to step. All right. What's next, Babbitt? Okay, 7 squared is 49. So we write down 49 minus 11. 49 minus 11 is, class, 38. Okay? Order of operations all day long, right? All right, let's see. That was number 7. We need to go back. Let's look at number 16. Okay? Similar type of question, but this time involving variables. Okay, let's see. Let's come back over here. If you guys have that page pulled up, tell me what it says.
3x to the 6th power y parentheses x to the 5th y to the 4th minus 4x to the 4th power parentheses.
Is that it? Okay. All right. What's first? Sanchez? Did you have this one done? Okay. All right, that's fine. Anybody? Marquina? The distributive property, absolutely. Okay. So we are distributing what to what? Okay, so we're distributing to everything that's in this first set first, right? So remember that there is a number 1 here, right? So what's 3 times 1? 3. And then if we're taking x to the 6th times x to the 5th, what do I do with those x exponents? Add them. Very good. Okay, add 6 and 5 and get 11. All right, what is the exponent to that y? 1. So what, and you're doing what with those exponents? 1 plus 4 is 5. Excellent. Okay. All right. Now I'm distributing. The part that a lot of people forget is that you have to distribute to both terms, correct? Okay, so we also have to distribute 3x to the 6th y to this set of terms here. So I'm taking 3 times what? 3 times negative 4 and getting what? Negative 12. I'm taking x to the 6th times x to the 4th and getting x to the 10th. Good. x to the 10th, and I'm taking y times nothing. But what do I have? Do I just get rid of the y altogether? Or I just bring it over? Okay, 3x to the 11th, y to the 5th, minus 12x to the 10th, y. Okay, does that make sense? That's something that we can do. You got a question, Lewis? No? Okay, good. All right, let's see, that was 16. We need to look at 3. Okay. 3, the income from the Spanish Club's bake sale was $385. Expenses for the sale totaled $50. Use integer addition to find the total profit or loss for the bake sale. Okay? So, I mean, it says integer addition, but, I mean, we're going to use what here? We're going to use subtraction, right? The income was what? 385. Our expenses. So income is what? Is that a positive or negative? Okay, so that's a positive number. Expenses is something that we subtract from income, right? So what are we subtracting from 385? We're saying 385 minus 50, bring down the 5, bring down the 3. We should get what? $335 of what? Income. We have, okay, $335 profit, right, would be the better term there. Okay, 335 profit, but we're showing our work, correct? Okay, it is not worth anything without the work. I don't care if you do it in your calculator, do it in your head. If it's not on paper, it doesn't count. We understand each other. Okay, that was 3. 4, let's clear this up. 4. Temperature on the ground during a plane's takeoff was -3 degrees Fahrenheit. This is a question that was on a previous test that a lot of people missed. Okay? At 38,000 feet in the air, the temperature outside the plane was -29 degrees Fahrenheit. What's the difference between these two temperatures? It just wants the difference. All right, so what math do I show to do this? Subtraction. So I'm taking what? What's -3 minus negative 26. -3 minus -26. Oh, is it? Well, somebody told me 26. Okay, minus -29. Okay, so we're finding the difference. Okay, what happens with those two negative signs? It becomes a positive. Okay, so I have -3 plus 29, or you could say to yourself, what's 29 minus 3? Okay, 26. So the difference is 26 degrees. Okay, the difference is 26 degrees. There's 20, if we put it on a number line, okay, like this, where we had 0 off over here, and here's -3, and here's -29, and we wanted to know how many little jumps there are between those two places. We would count 26 notches between -3 and -29. Does that make sense? Okay, so our answer here is actually 26 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm guessing if you look in your answer key, you're going to find that A is the answer for number 4, correct? Okay, so don't get caught up in the fact that these are two negative numbers, so my answer has to be a negative value. Okay, pay attention to the math. All right, what was that? That was 4. Let's go down to 19. Okay. All right, we got -4.51. In fact, I'm going to probably go ahead and put this up a little bit bigger right here. -4.51 minus -7.53 plus 5.58 plus -8.16. Okay. Is there anything inside parentheses that can be simplified? Yes or no? Is there anything inside parentheses that can be simplified? No. All right. Is there any multiplication to be done? Or is there any exponents? Sorry, I should have gone through there. Parentheses, exponents. What's next? Multiplication, division. Is there any multiplication, division to do? All right. So is there addition, subtraction? All right. From which side should I start? The left to right. Okay. So I want to start here, the leftmost side. Negative 4.51 minus negative 7.53. What happens with those double negatives? I add. Okay. So this is the same thing as negative 4.51 plus 7.53 or 7.53 minus 4.51. I heard somebody say 3.02. Is that correct? Okay, so we got 3.02 plus 5.58 plus negative 8.16. What's next? Grayson. Okay, just take a look at this line right here. What would you do next in what you see? Okay, perfect. 3.02 plus 5.58. Very good. What do we get there? So 3 plus 5 is 8, right? You know, and we're going to add the 2 to the 8, which is going to be 10. It's going to round up, so 8.6. Would you agree with that? Okay. Plus negative 8.16. So we have 8.6 plus negative. When we plus a negative, is that the same as doing what? Just subtracting. So it's 8.6 minus 8.16. Okay. Hearing somebody say 0.44. Okay, my 8s cancel out. So it's basically 60 minus 16, leaving me with 44 or 0.44. Does everybody agree with that answer? Okay, we understand the math, we understand the process. More than understanding the numbers is understanding the process. Okay, that's what's going to allow us to be successful on test day. Okay? Questions so far over anything that we've covered? All right. All right, what was that? That was number 19. So we're ready for 23. Okay, Miss Quinn is buying some square tiles. Okay, let's kind of scroll this up here. To cover her kitchen floor. Square tiles, that's a big hint. Okay, the floor measures 9 feet by 12 feet. Each side of a tile is 4 inches. Okay, so notice a couple of things. She's giving me feet for her floor, but she's giving me inches for the tiles. Okay, that tells me we have some conversions to work with, right? And that's something that will usually get us caught off guard. If Miss Quinn buys 950 tiles, are there enough tiles to cover the floor? So what we want to do is we either need to convert our 4-inch tiles to fractions of a foot, or we need to convert our floor to inches squared. What do we want to do? Turn our inches to feet. Okay, so we want to take 4 inches and convert that to feet, right? Okay, we can do that. We got inches down here, we've got feet up here, right? 1 foot, 12 inches. So what am I doing with my 4 inches? What am I doing? 4 inches. Am I dividing? Yeah, I'm dividing. Or I'm multiplying by 1/12 at the very least. What's 4 times 1? 4 divided by 12. 4 divided by 12 is 3? I wish you guys were my banker. You would. You would give me a bunch of money. So 4/12 is actually a fraction. It reduces to, what, 1/3? So each tile is 1/3 of a foot, right? Yeah? Okay. So this is the way you guys chose to do it. That's fine. All right, so we need to find out how many square feet is represented by the floor. Okay, how do I find out how many square feet are represented by the floor? Multiply what? Okay, so you're saying multiply 9 by 12. What's 9 by 12? 108 feet squared. Okay? Now this said that each side of a tile was 4 inches. What we're saying is that each side of a tile is 1/3 of a foot, right? What's that? No, we didn't change. We changed over here, we changed inches to feet, not feet to inches. Now, you could have done that. You could have converted this over here, this 108 feet squared, to inches squared, but we didn't do that. Okay? We're still not done finding the area of our square tile, correct? Because we only found one side. So we have to do 1/3 times 1/3. Okay? So 1/9 feet squared is my tile, right? So I know that the entire room is 108 feet squared, and I know that each tile is 1/9 feet squared. How do I find out how many tiles are going to fit in there? It shouldn't be that hard. Divide. Divide what by what? I'm dividing 1/9. So I want to make 1/9 smaller. I want to divide 108 by what? By 1/9. Okay, can I divide by a fraction? No, but I can do what? No. I can't divide by a fraction, but I can by the reciprocal. What's the reciprocal to 1/9? Okay, so I can't divide 108 by 1/9, but I can multiply it by 9/1. What's the 108 times 9? 972. Okay, 972 tiles is how many it's going to take, right? Okay, she bought 950 tiles. Is that going to be enough to cover the floor? All right, I think that we went from this, I did what you guys said to do, but I think that we made this question more difficult than it needed to be. Why?
You could have did 9 times 12 and then 108 times 9.
You could have done what?
You could have multiplied 9 times 12, which would have gave you 108.
Right.
You could multiply 108 by 9, which would have
Why would I multiply 108 by 9? Okay, so we're just making up math then. You're not wrong to say that we could have multiplied 9 feet by 12 and gotten 108. You're right. But I would have needed to multiply 12 by 12. Why would I multiply 12 by 12? Because there's 12 inches. Sorry, this would be 108 inches. Erase. 108 inches by 144 inches. All right, what I'm saying is if we had converted everything to inches in the beginning, can I erase this? Okay. Okay. Let's take 9 times 12. What's 9 times 12? Okay, 108. Okay, that's 108 feet squared, right? Okay. Let's take that and let's multiply that by, if we got feet squared down here and inches squared up here. How many square inches are there in a square foot? Nope. Okay. All right. Come over here. This is a square foot, right? How many inches are there along the bottom? 12 inches. So 1 foot is 12 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. What about on this side? If this is 1 foot by 1 foot, how many inches are along the side? 12. Are we just saying stupid answers? Like we're just counting out stuff? No? All right, so there's 12 inches here and 12 inches here, right? That's a square foot. So how many square inches are in a square foot? Who's saying 24? Are you kidding me? What's 12 times 12?
44.
Okay, so in 1 foot squared, there are 144 inches squared. Do we understand that? All right, so what's 108 times 144? 15,552. Rabbit, if you shout out just random stuff, I'm going to get ticked. Okay? So 15,552 inches squared, right? That's the total area of the floor. Now, each of these tiles was 4 inches by 4 inches. So each tile is how many square inches? 16 inches squared. So all I have to do is take that divided by 16. I still get 972, but is it quite as much work? No, I'm not dealing with a fraction, right? I'm not dealing with 1/9 of a foot, right? Is that easier? So whenever possible, I would take the larger unit and convert it into the smaller unit rather than taking the small unit and converting it into a larger unit. Does this make sense? Okay. All right, that was 23. Let's go back up to question number 1. Okay, identify the constants and variables in this. What are the constants? The constants are 2 and 4. Constants are going to be numbers. 2 and 4. Not 24, not 2, not 4, 2 and 4. What are my variables? Okay. C, comma M, comma Y. Not CM, comma Y. Okay, they're independent variables from each other. Okay? Questions about that? Because a bunch of people have missed that question on the test. Anything there? No? All right. All right, that was 1. We're ready to go down to 22. Okay. 22, another temperature question. The temperature at 6 a.m. was negative 2 degrees Fahrenheit. The temperature rose to 15 degrees Fahrenheit. Use addition to find the temperature at noon. Notice that it's only saying that it rose 15 degrees, right? What are we looking at, guys? What are we looking at here? Are we looking at the questions on this, or are we looking at something else? You have the questions up. Okay. All right, just want to make sure that we're not like watching a YouTube video or looking at Facebook or whatever else while we're going through this. I know you probably can't look at half that stuff, but anyway. All right, so an easy way, I think, for us to see this is if you think about a thermometer, right, which is basically a number line that's vertical, okay? So it's 2 degrees, it's negative 2 degrees at 6 a.m. There's negative 2, okay? The temperature rises 15 degrees, so I'm going up, I'm going up this direction 15 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 degrees up, right? So what temperature is it going to be if I was at negative 2 and I'm rising 15 degrees? Okay, it's going to be 13 degrees or 15, all right? It would be the same as saying what is negative 2 plus 15. Okay, well, it's going to be 13 degrees, or it would be the same thing as 15 minus 2 equals 13. Okay, do we get that? We understand the principle that's at play. If I needed to draw a thermometer and count, just like we would a number line horizontally. Okay. Was that 22? So we're going back up to number 2. Okay, order of operations again, except we have some division at work on this question. We're almost out of time. I'm going to work this one out over here, but you're going to have to tell me what the numbers and everything are. Okay. What do I have? 24. parentheses 3 plus 9 parentheses
times 2 to the third power.
so it's not 9. 3 plus 1 close parentheses
Yeah. 2 to the third power minus 3.
like this. Does that look right to you? Okay. Parentheses first, right? So 3 plus 1 is 4. So I got 24 divided by 4 times 2 cubed minus 3. Okay, we do the exponent next. 2 cubed is 8. 24 divided by 4 times 8 minus 3. Division, multiplication from left to right. 24 divided by 4 is 6. 6 times 8 minus 3. 6 times 8 is next. 48 minus 3 is 45. All right. We covered about as many as I can cover. I'm going to send you this video and probably 2 other videos. Okay? Did we take notes today? Okay, good. So we're ready for tomorrow. All right. I wish you guys luck. Study hard.